You are standing at the brightly lit seafood counter in your local supermarket. You point to a thick, glistening fillet of bright orange salmon sitting on the crushed ice. You pay a premium price for it. You take it home to your kitchen. You carefully pan-fry it for your evening meal. You serve it on a warm plate to your spouse. You genuinely believe you are investing in your aging brain and protecting your stiff joints. Stop right there. You are not eating health food. You are essentially taking a premium, high-performance engine and flooding it with contaminated synthetic sludge. You are paying top dollar to actively exhaust your body's most vital organs. That vibrant, glowing orange color on your plate is a complete biological illusion. It does not come from the pristine, icy waters of the deep ocean. It comes from a highly processed synthetic dye. This chemical compound is derived directly from petrochemicals. It is fed to farmed fish purely for cosmetic deception. Farmed salmon naturally possess pale, unappealing gray flesh. The industry knows perfectly well that you will not buy gray fish, so they artificially dye the animal from the inside out. Of course you buy it. The supermarket marketing is absolutely brilliant. The packaging shows magnificent images of jumping fish and wild, untouched rivers. You are simply trying to look after your cardiovascular health as you get older. But this dyed fish is secretly placing a massive toxic burden on your system. By the end of this video, I will show you a very specific 2-minute biological workaround using a cheap kitchen spice. It acts as an ignition key to activate a targeted cellular cleanup crew, flushing these synthetic compounds straight out of your body. To understand the silent damage you are doing, look at your liver. Think of your liver as the master filtration plant of your entire body. It is a massive, highly efficient sorting facility. It runs 24 hours a day. It never takes a break. When you consume real, wild-caught marine protein, the liver glides through the sorting process effortlessly. It takes the natural, pristine fats, it packages them beautifully. It sends them off to build flexible cellular membranes. It uses them to lubricate your knees. It works flawlessly. But modern farmed salmon introduces a massive chemical spanner into the works. Your liver does not recognize this synthetic petrochemical dye as natural food. It flags it immediately as a foreign environmental pollutant. The biological alarm bells ring loudly. The sorting facility stops its normal, healthy daily operations. It diverts all its precious cellular energy to breaking down this strange, unnatural chemical. Your liver relies on a finite supply of a master antioxidant. It is called glutathione. Think of glutathione as your body's internal fire extinguisher system. You need massive amounts of it to protect your cells from daily wear and tear. You need it to maintain your daily vitality. You need it to wake up feeling refreshed and eager for the day. Breaking down synthetic fish dye burns through your glutathione reserves at an alarming, unnatural rate. This is a heavy price. When your glutathione levels drop, you feel the physical impact almost immediately. You do not feel it as a sharp, sudden pain. You feel it as a profound, heavy sluggishness that settles over your entire body. You drag yourself out of bed in the morning. You need 3 strong coffees just to get going. You feel like you are walking through wet cement by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Put a plus in the comments if you always trusted supermarket salmon to be a clean health food. So, your liver is exhausted and your daily energy is completely depleted. But this toxic burden does not just stay confined to your filtration plant. It travels straight up your central nervous system and settles deep in your brain. We eat fish specifically to stay sharp. We want to remember the names of new people we meet. We want to read a long book without losing our train of thought. We want to keep our minds active and deeply engaged as the years go by. But consuming this synthetic compound does the exact opposite of what you intend. It acts as a stealthy, highly disruptive endocrine blocker. Think about it. These synthetic molecules enter your bloodstream after dinner. They travel up to your delicate hormone receptors. Imagine your brain cells have tiny, intricate locks on the outside. Your natural hormones are the perfectly cut keys. They slide in smoothly, They turn, they deliver clean energy and clear signals to your cognitive centers. The synthetic dye acts exactly like a rusty, broken key. It jams itself forcefully into the lock. It breaks off. Now your real hormones cannot get inside. Your natural communication pathways are physically blocked. Let us look at a bloke named John. He is in his late 60s. He lives in Melbourne. He started eating farmed salmon 4 nights a week. He did this specifically to keep his mind sharp for his weekly community trivia night. He wanted to keep up with his highly active, energetic grandchildren. He was doing everything right. He was completely wrong. 4 months later, John was struggling terribly. He was misplacing his reading glasses constantly. He felt a thick, heavy fog settling in his head every single morning. He lacked all motivation to go for his daily walk. He blamed his advancing age. He thought his memory was simply fading away naturally. His supposed brain food was actively destroying his cognitive clarity. The synthetic compounds were jamming his hormone receptors. His thyroid gland was receiving incredibly sluggish signals. His overall metabolism was dropping rapidly. He was simply eating the wrong fish. Have you ever felt totally drained after eating a meal you thought was incredibly healthy? You now understand the hidden cause of your daily brain fog. But perhaps you justify the expensive purchase by thinking about your joints. You think you are getting those precious, lubricating omega-3 oils to soothe your aching knees and stiff fingers. Big mistake. This is one of the greatest illusions in the modern supermarket ecosystem. Farmed salmon do not swim freely in the open ocean. They do not eat a natural marine diet of wild krill and small nutrient-dense fish. They are confined to incredibly crowded, dirty underwater pens. They are fed unnatural, mass-produced agricultural pellets. These pellets are packed with cheap terrestrial soy. They're loaded with rendered poultry fat. They're filled with genetically modified grain. Fish are simply not biologically equipped to digest terrestrial grains. When they are forced to eat this diet, their internal fat profile flips completely upside down. You're buying the fish to get a high dose of soothing anti-inflammatory omega-3, but the farmed fish delivers a massive, concentrated dose of omega-6 linoleic acid. This is highly inflammatory. We already consume far too much omega-6 in our modern society. It is in the cheap seed oils used in local restaurants. It is hidden in packaged supermarket biscuits. It is in the margarine you spread on your morning toast. You eat expensive salmon to balance this out. When your premium salmon is also packed with omega-6, you are pouring chemical fuel directly onto a smoldering fire. This linoleic acid enters your cells. It forcefully converts into a compound called arachidonic acid. This acts as a screaming chemical distress signal. It tells your immune system to mount an aggressive inflammatory response. Let us talk about Margaret. She's a retired school teacher. She absolutely loves gardening. She started eating farmed salmon to help with the creeping stiffness in her fingers. She wanted to comfortably hold her heavy pruning shears. It backfired completely. Instead of relief, her knuckles swelled even more. Her lower back ached fiercely every single morning when she tried to get out of bed. She thought her beloved gardening days were finally over. She was unwittingly paying a premium price to inflame her own joints. The very food she trusted to heal her was actively making her stiff and incredibly sore. Your joints are aching and your liver is working massive overtime. We will fix this heavy liver burden with that simple spice trick at the end of the video. But first, you must understand how your daily kitchen habits are multiplying this danger. So, the farmed fish itself is already highly inflammatory. But all this hidden internal damage is completely magnified if you make one fatal, incredibly common mistake with your frying pan. We all love perfectly crispy salmon skin. We heat the heavy pan until the oil is smoking hot. We drop the thick fillet in. We hear that intense, satisfying sizzle. We think we are cooking like a professional television chef. Never do this. Subjecting these unstable, unnatural farmed fats to high aggressive heat causes a violent chemical reaction. It forcefully oxidizes the delicate lipids. It instantly creates aggressive, damaging compounds known as advanced lipid oxidation end products. We call them ALEs in the nutritional science community. Think of ALEs as microscopic, jagged shards of glass. When you chew and swallow that delicious, crispy, scorched skin, these microscopic shards enter your bloodstream directly. They travel aggressively through your entire vascular system. Your blood vessels are lined with an incredibly delicate protective layer called the endothelium. It is thinner than a single strand of human hair. It needs to remain perfectly smooth and highly flexible to keep your blood pressure stable. Ales destroy this lining. They scrape violently along the vessel walls. They cause thousands of microscopic tears. Your body panics at the damage. It sends sticky cholesterol to patch up the tiny wounds. Over time, these patches build up. They harden. Your once flexible pipes become stiff, rigid, and narrow. Your heart has to work significantly harder just to pump blood around your body. You feel a bit winded walking up a small flight of stairs. You feel your daily stamina dropping noticeably. You assume it is just a normal, inevitable part of getting older. You never stop to question the scorched, crispy fish you cooked the night before. You must protect your vascular flexibility at all costs. Gentle, low-heat cooking is absolutely non-negotiable. You have saved your blood vessels from the destructive high heat, but your digestive comfort is completely destroyed if you combine this fish with a very common citrus habit. You take the gently cooked fish off the heat. It is resting beautifully on the plate. You grab a wedge of fresh yellow lemon. You squeeze the raw, highly acidic juice directly over the warm, oxidized fat. You do this because culinary magazines tell you it adds a fresh, antioxidant zing to the meal. Do not do this. Applying raw citric acid to heavily oxidized, synthetic dyed farmed fat creates a violent chemical clash on your plate. It instantly transforms those dietary fats into harsh, completely indigestible complexes. It creates a heavy, toxic sludge that sits like a lead brick in your stomach. Let us look at Arthur. Arthur is 72 years old. He enjoys a traditional Sunday fish lunch with his family. But every single Sunday afternoon, without fail, he experiences terrible, painful bloating. He feels a heavy, uncomfortable pressure sitting right under his ribs. An hour later, the severe acid reflux starts. It burns the back of his throat relentlessly. He sits in his armchair chewing constantly on chalky antacid tablets. He blames his age. He tells his daughter that his stomach simply cannot handle rich food anymore. He thinks his internal digestive fire has finally gone out. He is completely wrong. His stomach is perfectly fine. He is simply creating an indigestible chemical nightmare right on his dinner plate. His stomach acid is perfectly designed by nature to break down clean, wild protein effortlessly, but it cannot process this synthetic, oxidized, acid-drenched mixture. The food simply sits there. It ferments rapidly. It produces trapped gas. The pressure forces the burning acid back up his esophagus. By the way, do you keep your fresh lemons sitting on the kitchen counter or hidden away in the fridge? Let's settle this harmless debate in the comments. This severe digestive distress ruins your entire afternoon. You must stop the lemon and heat combination immediately. But stopping the damage is only half the battle. You still need that biological spark plug to clear the stored toxins from your liver. Before you can clear the toxins, you must stop buying them. You must know exactly how to spot the fake engineered fish in the supermarket display case. It is incredibly easy once you know exactly what to look for. Walk up to the chilled seafood counter. Look very closely at the raw fillets. You will see white stripes running through the meat. These are called myotomes. In synthetically dyed, artificially fattened farmed salmon, these white stripes are stark, incredibly thick, and very wide apart. The flesh itself is an unnaturally uniform, glowing neon orange. It looks like plastic. It looks this way because it is a highly engineered industrial product. Now, look at genuine, wild-caught marine salmon. The white stripes are paper-thin. They're incredibly delicate. The flesh has a varied, deep, natural reddish hue. It does not look perfectly uniform. It looks like real, working muscle, because that is exactly what it is. Real, pristine food is becoming a very rare luxury. What city are you watching from, and what does a fillet of wild-caught fish cost at your local market? You know exactly what to avoid. You know how to protect your sensitive joints and your delicate digestion. Now you must actively help your body clear out the years of synthetic chemical residue. You need a specific cruciferous catalyst. This is your 2-minute biological workaround. You need to pair your clean meals with a small side of lightly steamed broccoli sprouts. But here is the absolutely critical catch. You must sprinkle a tiny pinch of raw mustard seed powder directly over the warm sprouts just before you eat them. This is the magic key. Broccoli sprouts contain a massive amount of a powerful precursor compound, but to turn this dormant compound into a usable detoxifier, your body needs a very specific enzyme called myrosinase. When you lightly steam the sprouts to make them gentle on your digestion, the heat completely destroys their natural myrosinase. The sprouts become biologically inactive. They are just a plain, ordinary vegetable. This is where the raw mustard seed powder comes in and saves the day. Mustard seeds belong to the exact same botanical plant family. They are absolutely packed with highly stable, active myrosinase. When you sprinkle just half a teaspoon of this raw powder over the warm, damp sprouts, you create a microscopic chemical reaction right on your plate. It is pure food physics. The enzyme activates instantly upon contact with moisture. It seeks out the dormant precursor in the cooked broccoli. It converts it immediately into a profoundly powerful compound called sulforaphane. Think of sulforaphane as a highly trained elite cleanup crew specifically designed for your liver. It enters your bloodstream rapidly. It travels straight to your overworked filtration plant. It binds directly to the stored petrochemical residue. It latches on to the environmental pollutants. It sweeps them up efficiently and dumps them straight into your digestive tract for safe, fast elimination. This elite cleanup crew is incredibly effective. It restores your natural glutathione levels. You feel your daily energy return. You wake up feeling lighter and sharper. But you cannot just sprinkle this powder on any random vegetable and expect a biological miracle. Specificity matters. It must be a cruciferous vegetable. You can use this exact same brilliant hack with lightly steamed cabbage. You can use it with roasted cauliflower. You can use it with boiled Brussels sprouts. The raw mustard powder acts as the biological ignition switch for all of them. It's incredibly cheap. It's widely accessible. It is a brilliant, entirely natural way to support your body's resilience without buying expensive processed pharmacy supplements. You are now armed with top-tier practical knowledge. You understand the profound biological difference between a natural marine food and an engineered synthetic product. You know why the thick white lines are a massive flashing warning sign. You know exactly how the wrong fats severely inflame your lower back. You know how aggressive cooking methods destroy your vascular flexibility. Now you must make the simple swap. If fresh wild salmon is too expensive or hard to find in your area, do not stress. Look for smaller, sustainably wild-caught fish. Buy canned sardines. Buy fresh mackerel. Buy wild Alaskan salmon in a simple tin. These smaller marine fish are naturally packed with true, highly bioavailable omega-3s. They contain absolutely zero dyes. They live entirely in the open ocean. They eat their natural marine diet. Making this simple, affordable swap immediately cuts off the daily supply of synthetic endocrine disruptors. Your hormone receptors will clear out. Your morning brain fog will lift naturally. Your stiff joints will feel significantly lighter and much more mobile. You will feel a renewed sense of vibrant vigor in your daily routine. Respect your liver. It works relentlessly for you every single day. Give it the clean fuel it truly deserves. So your liver is fully supported and your dinner plate is incredibly clean. But all this careful attention to your health is completely undermined if you make one incredibly common mistake with your morning cup of tea. Stop adding regular milk to your black tea immediately. I explain exactly why the specific proteins in modern dairy permanently bind to the life-extending compounds in tea, turning a longevity drink into an inflammatory gut blocker. Watch that video next. This information is strictly educational to support your daily vitality. Never change your doctor's medical treatment without their consent.